Hey, hello and welcome once again to my YouTube channel, this reflects image. And in today's video, I will be showing you how to create this Canva backdrop from scratch. So, the manipulation I love doing the most is just turning my background from plain backdrop to Canva, except I want to go extra mile. So, I'll be showing you how I do all that, how I achieve this blue background using this gray backdrop. So, watch to the end. I'll be doing some other things there also, like the liquidify of the shape. So I would change that shape a little bit. So you can learn a thing or two from there. And also the background will be given to you for free. So all you just need to do right now is to do what? Follow me on Telegram and also follow me on IG. So follow me on Telegram, the file will already be there. Follow me on IG to get other files or access to other files too. So with no further ado, let's jump into action. The first thing we need to do is to balance our lighting here in Camera Raw. So the first thing I'll be doing for this picture is I'm going to increase the contrast a little bit. I'll bring down the highlight, I'll bring down the white. As you can see right now, I can bring down the exposure a little bit because I want to retain the dark skin the way she is. She's a dark skin person, so I'll leave it the way it is, like this. So I'll scroll down to my to my color mixer. Under my color mixer, I'll go to saturation and I'll do what? I will increase the saturation a little bit for the skin color, which is the orange. So I'll go to the cyan and the blue. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Can you see how bluish it looks in nature? That being said, right now, next thing I just need to do right now is to open my picture in Photoshop and wait for it to load up. So now here's my picture in Photoshop right now. So before I will do anything on this picture, the first thing I will need to do right now is to use my liquidifier for the shape. I want to actually bring out a shape a little bit, and I'll be showing you how I do that. Very easy. First thing I need to do is to duplicate my background layer by clicking on Ctrl J. If you're using a MacBook, Command J. So the reason why I do duplicate layer the most is in case I make any mistake. Probably I went to the camera roll. I don't like the settings I did there. I want to do what? I want to go back and start afresh. I can just delete this layer instead of me going back to my file manager, bringing the picture into Photoshop. So what I just do is I just delete a particular layer and I start from the previous layer. So it's just as easy as that. So now the moment I duplicate this background layer, now it gave me layer 1. So on the layer 1 right now, I just have to go to filter. Under filter, I'll scroll down to where I have liquidify. Here's my liquidify over here, and the control key is Shift, Control, and X. That's the shortcut key for it. Shift, Control, and X. So now here's my liquidify. I'll be using this pulse tool which I have over here. We call it the forward warps tool, right? Then I'll do what? I'm going to tuck it in. I want to actually bring this shape inside and bring the hips outside. So that's what I'll be doing right now. I'm going to click. Can you see what I'm doing right now? I'm returning this back inside. Let me zoom in very so I can see. Taking it inside so that the shape is going to be very perfect. Can you see? So don't overdo it. Just take your time and make sure you do it perfectly. As you can see right now. Can you see our shape is getting a little bit better? So that's what we use most of the time to do what? To reshape our subject or our model while we're editing picture. It's not that their shape are always perfect. You can see. Which is very nice. Now look at the before of our shape. Look at the before. Look at the after. Before and after. We just this forward warps to we're able to do what? Reconstruct our shape. Just as easy as that. So next thing I just need to do right now is to click on OK, and it's going to take me back to Photoshop again. Now look at the before of it, look at the after. You see how nice our shape is right now. So that being said, right now I'm going to merge both layers back together by clicking on Ctrl Shift and E. Then I will do what? Click on my crop tool. So here's my crop tool over here. If you don't see it here or you want a shortcut key for it, just click C on your keyboard and it's going to take you straight to the crop tool. So I'm going to expand from the bottom. The reason why it gives me this shape in the first place, I'm on 4x5 into bracket 8x10. I already picked a fixed shape for it. So no matter how I expand it, it's still going to retain that fixed shape. Can you see right now? So I drag from the bottom, I drag from the top. Do you see what it did for us? So now I want it to be around this way. I want it to be wide background. I want the background to be wide enough. But if I'm to widen the background enough, this background is not going to get to the edge here. It's going to show just white alone. But I'll be showing you how to fill that area up with the initial background color. So now I like the way my picture is right now. I just need to do what? Click on enter. Next thing I will do right now is to do what? I'll duplicate my background layer by clicking on Ctrl J. Right? I'll pick my quick selection tool. Here's my quick selection over here. And I'll do what? I'll click on select subject. I just have to wait back and wait for the Photoshop to do the selection of my subject for me. I want it to select my subject out for me. And boom, it did what? It selected the subject for me. Though it might not be 100% perfect, but it actually did a great job for me, which I actually love. So I'll just need to do what? I'll pick my polygonal axle tool, right? And I'm going to make amendments to it. So right now, I want to remove this area from selection, so I'll do my subtraction. If you don't know how I do my photo manipulation, if you don't know how to remove background perfectly, watch my other videos. They're going to teach you that basic steps on how to do it. So now I'm going to subtract this area. You can see I'll subtract this area also. I'm going to add to this area over here. So let me fast forward this process. I'll meet you guys at the end. So welcome back, guys. As you can see right now, we're able to make our selection perfect right now. So your own might not take enough time like this. The reason it actually took me a lot of time is because I'm using Photoshop 2020. I'm using Photoshop 2026. She'll be able to select it for me perfectly when I'm using cloud dictate selection. So if you're using the latest version of Photoshop, you won't have to go through the stress I'm going through right now for the selection. I think I still left somewhere out, which is part of the hair. So let me add this area to the selection also. So let's say we're done right now. The next you just need to do right now is just to right click on it. Go to feather. Under feather, I'll be using 2.0 pixel as my radius. I'll click on OK. Then I'll come to this camera icon over here. We call it the max 2. So I'm just going to click on it. So what we just did right now is we separated our subject from the background. We separated our subject from the background. So if you have to turn off your background layer right now, you can see we have our subject on an entire new layer. There's no background there. So I'll turn it on back right now. Then under the background layer, I'm going to duplicate it by clicking on Ctrl J. Right? Then I'll hold down my Ctrl key. Then I'm going to click on the max. As you can see right now. So it's going to bring back the selection we did for us. Then I'll do what? I'll go to select, under select, I'll come down to modify, then I'll come to expand. I'll be expanding by 8 pixels, that's my default setting for expansion. I'll click on OK. Then the next thing I'll do, I'll go to my rectangle marker tool, which is right over here. I'm going to select from the top, select from the right, select from the other left, select from down. The reason why I was able to select multiple times is because I'm on addition. Take note, if you're on single selection, the moment you make another selection, it's going to delete the previous selection for you. So I know most people have this kind of mistake. So make sure you're on addition. So once you're done with this, just right click on it. Go to fill. Under fill, make sure your content aware is turned on, then click on OK. All you just need to do right now is just to sit back and wait for it to do the magic for you. And boom, look at what it did for us. It filled all the area up with the initial background. So anybody that did not see where we did this right now might think this is how wide the background is from the initial. But we actually did expansion. So Ctrl D to select. Now let's start the manipulation. So I'm going to walk you through how I do this manipulation. Please pay attention to this very well. So I'll go to my final manager. I'll be using two background right now, and the background will be given to you guys for free. So you can just download the background for free after the video. So one of the background is one background I usually use the most. One of my old background, I think I've been using since 2023, if I'm not mistaken, is this Canva backdrop, this particular one. So I'll drag it to my Photoshop, wait for it to load up. So I'm going to do what? Ctrl T on it, and I'll hold down my Shift key. Then I'm going to drag it. You can see right now. I'm going to look for where I want to place it. I want it to be around this way. I'll click on my OK. Wait for it to load up. So what I'm going to do right now is I'll do what? I'll change the blend mode from normal. I'll bring it down to what? I'll bring it down to soft light. I'll click on my OK. You can see right now. Then I'll Ctrl U on it. I'm going to, under the saturation, I'm going to drag it down to 0. I'll click on OK. So what we want to do right now is, before I bring in the other Canva, I want to change this background to the color of outfit she's wearing. Right? So I'm not going to touch the background I just brought in. I'm going to click directly below it, the one we did the expansion on. Then I'll go to adjustment layer. I'll go to my hue and saturation. Once I click on it, I'll just have to come down first and click on colorize. I'll wait for it to load up. This is what it gave to us. It gave us a red background, which is not what we want. So I'll come to the hue. Under the hue, I'll keep dragging the slider until I see the color I want for my picture. I'll keep dragging it until it gives me what I want. I think this is the color of the outfit. Yeah, around this way, if I'm not mistaken. Around this way, yes. Then I'll increase the saturation. Okay, let me reduce saturation a little bit. Just keep trying it until you get what is perfect for you. Click around this way. Let me bring it up a little. Click on my OK. So this is what you just did right now. Turn the background color from what? Turn it from a gray background, turn it to a blue background. That's the reason why I love using gray for all my pictures, because I will be able to manipulate it till I see fit to whatever color I want. So the next thing I'll do right now is I'll bring in another background, which is also another Canva background. So here's the background I'll be using right now. This Canva background, I'll just have to drag it down to Photoshop. I'll wait for it to load up, and I'm going to do what? I'm going to expand it. I'll expand it till I see fit. Click around this way. I'm going to expand it around this way. Now bring it down. Okay, I think I want it to be around this area. I want to be around this area. Then I'll do what? I'll click on OK. But the issue we are facing right now is, number one, the texture we did earlier on is also affecting it. So I'm going to drag it on top of the texture. As you can see right now, it's giving us something very, very nice. But the issue we are still having, it came with its own footer area. So to get rid of that, create a mask on it. Break your brush, make sure the color is on black, and make sure you're clicking on the mask. Don't forget that. Make sure the mask is clicked, make sure the brush color is on black. Then reduce the brush size. Then scroll over the area I want to clean off. Scroll over it lightly and gently until you are no longer seeing it again. Scroll over it lightly and gently. Can you see right now? It gave us something nice. Very, very nice, just like what we want to create. But there's still one thing we need to do. Under this background actually is not giving us this actual color. So let's change that right now. So click on the background itself, Ctrl U on it. Then under the hue, mess with the hue also of that background alone. Can you see? I just change the hue to whatever you want, but I'll just make sure I want it to fit the particular image which I want to create. Okay, let's see. I think around this way is a little bit deep. I'll click on my OK. Then we're good to go. So with no further ado, we're able to turn our picture from this to this Canva backdrop, which looks very, very nice. What I just need to do right now is to color grade my picture. Then I'm going to do what? Do the retouching in another software. So I'll click on the uppermost layer. I'll go to my adjustments color. Then I'll do what? I'll click on color lookup. I'm going to load 3D load. Since she's a dark skinned person, I have a perfect lot, which you guys know I love using the most, which I'll be using for her. It's called my Mela chocolate. So I'll just go to where it's located, click on it. As you can see, it gave me a nice, perfect dark skin, but it's a little bit too dark for my liking. What I just need to do is to come down to the opacity and drag it down. Drag the opacity down to around, I think around 40 is okay. And boom, our picture is set and ready. So now let's retouch this picture in less than 1 minute. The way I retouch my picture is quite very, very simple. What I just need to do is to head over to Evo2 AI. So if you're interested in getting it, use the link down in my video description. You can get up to 15% discount on whatever package you buy for them. Just as easy as that. So unlike doing the manual process of retouching and everything, all you just need to do in Evo2 is just turn up slider. Turn up, turn on slider, and turn off slider. Then you've retouched your picture. So like right now, what I just need in this picture is my dodge and bone, because the picture is already clean. So I'll just go to sculpt dodge and bone. I'll increase it to 100%. Can you see what it did? You redefine the face. Look at before, look at the after. Look at the before, look at the after. Then I'll do what? I'll come to my frequency separation. I'll take it to 100%. This is the frequency separation for the face, as you can see right now. So the next thing I'll do, I'll go to the low. I'm going to increase it to 100%. Look at before, look at the after of our picture. Can you see that it actually takes shape? I'll still scroll down to my words. So my body frequency separation, I'll turn it to 100% also again. Then I can decide to make the highlight pop a little. So let me use 13. Okay, let me use Derry. Can you see right now? Just as simple as that, I was able to retouch my picture before and after in no time. So this actually doesn't take me a lot of time. So if I have about 10 pictures like this or 50 pictures like this relating to something like this right now, what I just need to do right now is just to copy the settings here, and I'm going to apply it on every other thing. Then my retouching is done. Very, very simple and straightforward. There are tons of things I can do here. Even the manipulation I did in Photoshop, I can do part of it here. But it won't be all that perfect, but it's going to give you the professional look you want. So why not opt for Evo2 AI today and make sure transform your retouching experience? Just as simple as that. I hope this video helped. If it does, don't forget to drop a like. One out there might be in the end of this video. See you guys in my next tutorial. Reflex Out.